So we're just going to solve all the world's problems right here.
What does religion have to do with this issue? What's that have to do with this issue?
Well, that's who made up the heliocentric model. That was a Catholic priest.
Here's what I say about the vacuum. Pressure next to a vacuum. I'm saying, I'm losing my voice in the chat.
Because most all the
I'm sorry, say that again.
I made a joke. I guess I'm not funny.
Expected with a camera lens like this. And my question is simple, is why does it bow in the opposite direction of what is expected on a flat Earth?
Because it's flat.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I made a joke. I guess I'm not funny.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just something to consider, man. I'm not trying to grill you over this, but it's another piece of evidence that we would expect to be doing the opposite of what we're seeing. And you know what? Some people will say, well, we expect there to be like a disc, right? We're on a disc. And so you would expect there to be...
Wait, Montreal, can I answer this question? He's one of the Flat Earth ambassadors. Ask him.
Well, I don't want to repeat myself. If you don't have an answer for it, that's fine. But what I was saying is that would expect, like, if someone has a rebuttal like, oh, you're on a disc, my very next thing to say would be, oh, okay, that disc has an ice wall, right? So we would notice on the perimeter, no matter where we look, if it's going to bow in a direction that looks like the edge of a disc or a dinner plate, we would expect to see some indication of not land features. We would expect to see like an icy perimeter or a very light white or a fading into that white, something like that, right? That would be my estimate. And so that would be my argument against someone saying that, well, this is just a dinner plate. And so if we're on a flat plane, right, a topographical, stationary, whatever you guys
question, but I honestly did not hear most of the question that you just asked because I was busy working right now.
That's fair.
Yeah, so sorry.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, take a look at it in some time. His video is about 3.5 hours long. I should go back to his site. I'll drop the link and tag in. Who was it that just spoke? I'm sorry, I'm not looking at my phone.
I'm saying, is it possible to do it?
It's possible that my mom is really my aunt, bro. Is that logical?
Then, it could have taken place in a studio instead of this fancy story you got about them flying out to some magical fucking terra firma.
Cool. So my mom could be my aunt, so I'm just going to choose to believe she's not my mom, right?
Well. Would you look who it is?
Taylor.
Buck Sodbuster.
Did you say your mom could be your aunt or your aunt could be your mom? What did I walk into?
Well, he's saying things like, oh, this could be made in a studio, right? It's like, yeah, my mom could be my aunt too. I could have just been lied to.
Oh, no, dude, Artie?
Is that a
That was terrible, Buck. You got to at least admit that. We got a guy, Josh Ingersoll. He's in aerospace engineering. He comes in here. And he was saying it was so bad, man. He's actually trying to get a job at NASA to help them get that video production stuff up. You got to admit, that stuff was terrible, right? Like, you could still think the Earth is a ball and everything and admit this. It doesn't affect your narrative.
Well, Zedek is saying we got everything we asked for in this Artemis 2 mission.
I want to hear what his argument is. Who was that? Toro, what's your argument? Don't just come in here spouting stuff. What's your argument?
I was asking you. I didn't give an argument. I was asking you a question.
Well, actually, I'm not Buck Sodbuster, so I was only kind of like half listening. But
I'm sorry.
ICSpin. Oh,
You
Buck.
sounded just like Buck.
He's been chill.
He's in here. He's in here.
Oh yeah. Oh, he is in here. Oh, you guys sound a lot alike. What do you think?
Or he was at least. He might still be here. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
in here.
he's in here. Yeah. Sorry, I read the name wrong. But what do you think of the
Tor,
stuff
I've
we
already
got?
told them that before. They're gonna just bury their head in the sand. It doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't affect your belief in you could still believe the Earth is a globe and then just believe we can't leave it. It's not a big deal. But yeah, the Artemis thing. You thought that was good quality stuff because we have a guy in here, Josh Ingersoll, who is into aerospace engineering, and he told me this morning he's going to get a job with NASA to improve that stuff because he even said, man, it was just horrible, the video quality. The what do you think, ICSpin?
Well, I just dropped a photo image that was pretty spectacular, I thought, in chat. Did you have a chance to look at it?
It says it's like a storefront that says Stubbs Prosthetics and Orthotics.
No, that's hilarious, though. Hold on.
Is it the one that says Sky Dome? What chat are you in?
It's Coco
It's
posting that.
actually at the 0. It's at the top of the hour.
Oh boy, that's pretty up there now. Let me see. I'll
Yeah,
grab it
dude,
for
you
you,
should
Tora.
repost it, dude. That's like 50 posts later.
No, I got it. Don't worry.
I see it. You're saying that thing that looks like a moon, the grayed out thing?
That looks so fake.
That's
It
terrible.
looks good, right? Regardless
Wait,
of what
no, it doesn't.
it does
bro.
look good, right?
Looks concave. Doesn't even look like a sphere.
Wait a second. Did you say the moon looks concave?
Yeah, in this picture, doesn't even look like a sphere.
What the hell's a concave thing
Wait.
look like?
Is the sun supposed to be behind the moon in this photo?
Yeah. It's
The sun's supposed
eclipsing
to be behind the
the
moon,
craft.
right?
Yeah,
How do you
it
have the
is.
Terminator line in the front?
Prosthetics. See it? You're saying that thing that looks like a moon, the grayed out thing?
That looks so fake.
That's
It
terrible.
looks good, right? Regardless
Wait,
of what
No, it doesn't.
it does
bro.
look good, right?
Looks concave. Doesn't even look like a sphere.
Wait a second. Did you say the moon looks concave?
Yeah, in this picture, doesn't even look like a sphere. Doesn't even look like a sphere.
What the hell's a concave thing
Wait.
look like?
Is the sun supposed to be behind the moon in this photo?
Yeah. It's
The sun's supposed
eclipsing
to be behind the
the
moon,
craft.
right?
Yeah,
How do
it
you have the
is.
Terminator line in the front?
Say what now?
If the sun is supposed to be behind the moon, how do you have the Terminator line in the front?
Do you see how it's not perfectly off? That it's not perfectly centered behind the moon. The sun is like bleeding over the top.
Is the light reaching around? You're saying?
Yeah, I guess it has a reach around, even though it has no atmosphere.
If that
Do you
is
not
the
know how
case, that the light is reaching around, why doesn't that happen at nighttime on Earth?
So wait a second. Are you saying that you think that light is not coming from the sun?
I think this whole photo is fake, but I'm saying in your paradigm, how is the sun illuminating that part of the moon where it shows the Terminator line like a crescent almost?
Wait. Can I ICSpin? Can I help these guys out? These guys.
Oh yes, I need your help, Wesley. Please help me.
What are you looking at the snooze one?
What? No,
He's looking at the top of the hour.
Okay.
I posted it at 4 p.m. Eastern.
You gotta wake up when you wake up, Wesley.
Says exactly why it happens. I wanted to see if it's the same one because it's because of Earth. Oh yeah, that's the exact one. If you click on the image that Snooze sent, you guys are so dumb. The moon, backlit by the sun during a solar eclipse, is photographed by NASA's Orion spacecraft during Orion April 6, 2026.
Summary, please.
Hold on. Earth is reflecting sunlight at the left edge of the moon, which is slightly brighter than the rest of the disk. You guys in your research, bro. It's gotta get better.
Oh, so just because you read the description, that makes it true.
No, that provides a great explanation that I was thinking of, and then I read the actual caption of the footage, but you guys are saying it's fake. It's so good.
I mean, you can just say that it's not true. That's fine, but there is an explanation, right?
It says the moon backlit by the sun during a solar eclipse.
Yes,
but I thought the moon and the sun were like perfectly the same size, so you wouldn't see any of that, right?
Who said that's what Flat Earth says? That's what flat Earth says. Not
in their
what,
paradigm.
Yeah.
You know, that would be a different angular diameter at that point if they're behind the moon. Technically, this is behind the Orion's behind the moon right now. The spacecraft
compared to
this
the
is
sun.
the dark
Yes.
side. No, I'm saying
compared to the sun.
No, I'm saying their position in terms of their path.
It's
They're on the
behind
dark
moon.
side of the moon.
It's behind the moon as compared to the sun in this picture.
Right, and then where's the Earth? Is it behind them or behind the moon or?
No, to the left of this photograph.
So the Earth is to the left. The sun is directly behind the moon, and we're basically looking at the Terminator line coming from. Yeah, we never see that with an eclipse, though.
No,
we always see this. We always see the moon basically being
because the Earth
blacked
is
out.
facing the moon. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the Earth is facing the moon. Okay,
but the moon's in between.
Correct.
Just like
so
it is here.
You wouldn't have another. It's like if you know how those photographers use the reflectors, those things that they set up to get another point source. It's reflecting from the sun to the Earth back onto the moon, which is why the Terminator line is not the Terminator line of the sunlight. It's from the Earth light.
Okay, so hear me. So the face of the moon's always face locked. It's tidally locked towards Earth, right? Which is on the left of this photo. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. If that's the case, right, then this solar eclipse is only visible from the Orion.
Correct.
Okay. Now, if that's the case, if this is an actual solar eclipse, right, then we should not be seeing the Terminator line on this side of the moon.
Should be blacked out.
Did you hear what? Hold on a second, Explorer. Hold on, Explorer.
It wouldn't be a total solar eclipse.
What about?
This is the definition now.
Wait, so you're fully convinced Artemis was like a full-blown real thing and everything, ICSpin?
Of course they are.
No, there's no way. Not that quick. It's impossible to persuade someone that fast. No,
ICSpin definitely thinks
ICSpin, you use critical
100%. He doesn't even question it.
No, that's impossible. He's an honest dude. He questions things, right?
What does it mean to be partial? What does it mean to be partially convinced?
What's your point?
Oh, this is from Artemis 1. That was my bad. Wrong one.
So ICSpin, do you accept all of this as the truth? Like
well, give me your best evidence to sway me into your direction. Give me your
ready?
Yeah.
And we have adjusted the fan speed. We'll take a thumbs up if you're happy with it.
Thumbs up right away.
Wow.
Now look, now watch the other guy. He's like, oh my God. And then the guy, he's like, hey, and they were like, oh,
hey. Thumbs up.
Hey.
Then they all do a delayed thumbs up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you see the way that
And we have adjusted the fan speed. We'll take a thumbs up if you're happy with it.
Jesus, he did it. He did it.
Look how he does his head. He's like,
he pulled it back.
Yeah, it's like he's
Thumbs up.
So that's one, and I got another one. One more time.
See the way that.
And we have adjusted the fan speed. We'll take a thumbs up if you're happy with it.
Jesus, he did it. He did it.
Look how he does his head. He's like,
he pulled it back.
Yeah, it's like he's.
One more time.
See the way that.
And we have adjusted the fan speed. We'll take a thumbs up if you're happy with it.
Jesus, he did it. He did it.
Look how he does his head. He's like,
he pulled it back.
Yeah, here.
But you see the way
one more time.
See the way that.
And we have adjusted the fan speed. We'll take a thumbs up if you're happy with it.
Jesus, he did it. He did it.
Look how he does his head. He's like,
he pulled it back.
Yeah, it's like he's.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up if you're happy with it.
Jesus, he did it. He did it.
Look how he does his head. He's like,
he pulled it back.
Yeah, it's like he's.
Thumbs up.
And I got another one. I got another.
Administrator, I was going to just get a quick comm check, make sure you guys are still on the line and we didn't have a handover.
I am. Yes, I am.
Right away. Listen again. He does it a whole bunch of times.
Integrity, and back over to you, Mr. President.
Yeah, I think we might have gotten cut off. It is a long distance. It's a long ways. The reception's been great. There's a little bit of about a 9-second delay, but no, I just had a
watch.
statement. I don't know what you heard, but I was just saying they're very proud of you're a brilliant person from Canada.
So these guys will wait, but then watch when they finish
And
talking.
he's very proud of him. And the prime minister I spoke to, they're very, very honored that you have a courageous person from Canada. You have a lot of courageous people from Canada. So it was very nice. I'm not sure if you heard me say that, but it was very nice.
Yes, Mr. President, we heard that, and we do love our Jeremy Hansen. We love all our Canadian astronauts, Jenny Gibbons, Josh Kutrick. They're just great people, and they're such a welcome addition to our Corps.
Great. Well, I really look forward
No delay.
when we can. I look forward to seeing you in the Oval Office. I'll ask Jared to bring you over, and I'll ask for your autograph, because I don't really ask for autographs much. But
all right, okay. Ready?
Yeah.
And we have adjusted the fan speed. We'll take a thumbs up if you're happy with it.
Thumbs up right away.
Wow.
Now look, now watch
Happy
watch the other guy. He's like, oh my God. And then the guy, he's like, hey, and they were like, oh,
Affirmative thumbs up.
hey.
Then they all do a delayed thumbs up.
Yeah. Yeah. Here,
But you see the way that
And
dude,
we have adjusted the fan speed. We'll take a thumbs up if you're happy with it.
Jesus, he did it. He did it.
look how he does his head. He's like,
he pulled it
man.
back. Yeah, it's like he's.
It's impossible
Of
to
course.
persuade someone that fast. No, no
ICSpin
way.
definitely thinks it's real.
ICSpin, you
What does it
use
mean to be
critical
partially
100%.
thinking.
He doesn't even question it.
No, that's impossible. He's an honest dude. He questions things, right?
What does it mean to be partial? What does it mean to be partially convinced?
What's your point?
Oh,
I
this
told
is from
you.
Artemis 1. That was my bad. Wrong one.
So ICSpin, do you accept all of this as the truth? Like
Well, give me your best
100%?
evidence to sway me into your direction. Give me your best evidence.
Same.
I would give you one that the astronauts didn't sleep in different, like they slept all at the same time. That's one proof that it didn't happen. Because if you actually were doing that, you would sleep in shifts.
They can't even
Is
put
that
a
right?
camera on the
Okay.
Earth all the
No,
time.
because you're constantly being monitored by Houston the whole time. It isn't like you're just there by yourself in a void.
Okay. Well, if they were sleeping at a crucial time, right? Why would they have all of them sleeping at the same time? Why wouldn't they have one person awake?
Because
That's just dangerous. That's just dangerous in general, dude. If I go camping, I don't even let everyone go to sleep at the same time.
But you're doing this thing where you're questioning us about things and like hypothetical this. Why didn't they do that? Like, give us your best evidence for it being
ICSpin
fake.
doesn't question it. I told you.
I just did, dude.
I told you he doesn't
at the
question
No,
same
it.
time.
you answered that with like they would be sleeping in different shifts. Okay, explain how that makes it fake.
Yeah, because if you were doing like a crazy military mission or any like crazy scientific mission where you're performing observations, right, that you don't want to miss a thing, and you have 4 people, the easiest way to cause you to not miss a thing is you always have one person awake, you know, so the other 3 can sleep while one person stays up, and then they can observe the entire time. So
I don't want to close my eyes.
for effort.
I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, girl, and I don't want to.
You're literally you're on a 4-day trip.
It was a Catholic priest that pushed a hoax, meaning
That's right.
Tanks is 1.386 billion cubic kilometers of water.
Can you guys grant if there was no gravity that the water could cover all of the Earth everywhere?
How would that work?
Can you grant that at least?
How would that work, though?
Do you agree that water would form into a sphere without gravity?
No.
No? Forms into a sphere because of gravity? So that when you guys post those pictures of that GoPro and the ISS in a bubble of water.
You mean little bubbles of water because of the surface tension.
So then therefore, if you could imagine there was no gravity, there's plenty of water here to cover every.
There's still
inch of
gravity in those
surface.
balls, Tora.
So wait a minute, hold
What?
on. Well, there was no gravity during Noah, so how did the boat float?
I'm not, dude. I'm not. That's not. I'm not saying there wasn't any gravity. What my point is that there is plenty of water here on the Earth that you could cover the entire Earth with a thin layer of water.
But
no
not
problem.
not the mountains though.
Yes, you could. You could spread a
No.
thin layer of water over everything. The mountain.
On Russia, as soon as they get out of
No,
that distance, they
well,
fly the
New
great
York.
circle route from that
It's the
point.
Los Angeles. It's the Los Angeles. Anyway, it doesn't make
What?
sense, and it doesn't make sense on
What
doesn't
doesn't
make
make sense
sense
on
on
which
your
one?
globe.
Tokyo to
Anyway,
Los Angeles? Yes, it does.
it's not. I
Tokyo,
don't
Los
think I
Angeles,
got
you
the
fly
right place.
pretty.
I think it's
Tokyo to Los Angeles, you fly pretty damn close to Alaska, which is why these planes, when they had problems, diverted to Anchorage.
yeah.
I've flown that route. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
Hey, I'm not saying it's not possible because but it's done on a plane, right? So if you're saying
It's on a ship,
there's a threshold, you're saying that there's a threshold, right? So if I can treat if Grok and ChatGPT acknowledge at 1,000 miles, if I fly and land,
Grok and
never
ChatGPT are not databases for aviation. They're
listen, man.
they're
You don't
AI. They're
we don't
AIs.
experience.
If you mislead what they say, if you put the wrong information in, shit in, garbage in, garbage out, as you used to say, that's what happens. You can lie to these things, and they'll give you the best guess they have.
Sure. At the end of the day, it's just objectively true that you can treat
you
the
keep
Earth
going back to the same shit,
stationary,
and it's not. And you lie, and you
it
say
is.
I show you the information, and you still come out and still fucking lie. Your book's still full of lies.
So we apparently have
Apparently,
access,
you're
and
still lying, right? Okay, gotcha.
we apparently have an
There's another
access and an awareness to a horizontal field. It allows us to keep
What's
our
the horizontal field
orientation.
mean?
It allows us to keep our orientation in 3D space, right? That's how I observe. This is how I observe when we fly. So it doesn't matter what height or what place I'm going to. If I fly 500 miles, if I fly 1,000 miles, this just point to point.
Except that it has point to point along the Great Circle Route.
No,
Unless you want to fly further.
You don't ever treat it that way ever.
Incorrect.
You just
lie. Incorrect.
no, you just don't. Physically, you just
you
don't.
do. You do. You just do.
You physically don't.
You physically
know
do.
that.
You physically
And
do. I know
we
that.
could show them the flat Earth. They wouldn't believe it.
Here you are. You're
They
talking
wouldn't
to an
believe it.
airline pilot. Well, you fly a
No,
Cessna
I've done
152.
I've done enough. I've done enough amateur
You're talking to
flying that when you're flying, I'm only worried about my heading. I'm only worried about my heading.
You are because you're flying a fucking
my trim,
Cessna. You're
right?
flying Cessna, what, 1,000 feet above the ground for how far does the Cessna go? 100 miles, maybe 200 if you're lucky.
The point is, it's about 500. You can go about 500 miles, right? The point is you can have a lot.
You never leave the United States, so you have to fly routes and stuff. And you probably don't have CellNet. You probably don't have RNet there, do you?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
The distance that I've flown. That's what I've always asked. Because what is the threshold, right? Is it 3,000 miles? Is it 4,000 miles? When it becomes a threshold, right?
Wouldn't curvature be more apparent upon elevation, not distance?
Curvature, yes, but the Great Circle Route, the further you go, the greater that the rhumb line departs from the Great Circle Route.
Mm-hmm. But isn't his claim that you don't see curvature, you don't have to account for curvature?
He's flying a Cessna 172, like 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, a little prop.
1,000 feet above the ground for 500 miles across the United States, where he's giving vectors and stuff, and he's got routes to fly.
2,500 feet to 5,000 feet.
I don't think you could see the curvature of the Earth from that.
No, you definitely can't see the curvature of the Earth, and the routes that he's flying won't deviate largely or in great number from the Great Circle Route.
It don't matter. You don't think of it when you fly, and it's just
you think of it when you fly. You think of it when you navigate, because if you got on a real airplane, God, you're talking to someone who's fucking done it and saying, "No, I've flown a 152. I know better."
Focus on your heading and your trim, man. Come on, buddy. That's it. No spin, no curve.
So when you take off from New York when you take off from, let's say, Los Angeles, or even better, let's take off from London, and we're going to Los Angeles. We fly north out of London to get to Los Angeles, so it's south of us. You fly north up over Canada, come in about somewhere around North Dakota or so, and arc down. So, London is north of Los Angeles. Under your flying 152, you have to fly south, but you actually fly north out of London to get to Los Angeles.
If it's in the north, headed to the south, we have are you going from the north? You're going over the equator?
No, listen to me. Because why would you go over the equator to go from London to Los Angeles? You're up over fucking Hudson Bay.
I'm not really paying attention to what you're saying because
Of
this
course
argument
not,
is
because you're a book. Of course not. You never pay attention.
It's moot. I'll tell you.
It
I'll
is.
tell you
Data,
what.
You know,
I'm
it is
curious,
moot.
which
It is
flight-
moot because you're full of shit and you have your head up your ass and you don't listen to what anybody fucking tells you.
Hold on a second. Data, which flight planning software do you use to plan your flights? Which one do you use?
Oh, I haven't. No, you're talking like no. The best I've ever learned is a little bit of a plotter and a map, like 14.
Don't you have to submit your flight plan before you take off?
Yes.
What's this?
Don't you have to submit your flight plan before you take off?
Only if he's flying IFR.
No. I say I was still in school at the time, so I just had an instructor, right? So I never got into that yet.
Oh God! And you know everything there is to know
Wait,
about.
You never got your PPO.
Nah, I gave up. But I went enough times and had ground school, right?
Fuck me. You're talking to someone who's got all his licenses and has flown these routes. You know better because you took your 172 up with an instructor.
No, I'm just telling you my education, like literally my instructor, because it was funny. Like I always tell this story, man. My
Spencer,
instructor.
can you tell us what planes you've flown? I'm not trying to. I'm just because he has credibility because he flew a Cessna. What planes have you flown, NASA?
I was a KC-135 pilot. I flew for airlines.
Okay, I would say that NASA would probably have a bit more knowledge than you do, based upon resumes.
Yeah, he's already documented, admitting that even at 500 miles, there would be no detection of curvature.
Incorrect. There'd be very small difference. I actually showed you the flight plan. There is a difference. You ignore that difference because you say, "Oh, it's very small." Yes,
So
but
are you changing your position
there.
now?
No,
Are you
I've
changing?
never changed the position. You just consistently misquote what I say. You are a lying sack of shit.
Okay, so when you use a plotter,
Use
right?
that in your fucking book.
You're using a plotter. There's no reason to be emotional. You know, usually you've lost when you're emotional, and there's a reason because I know you guys are full of shit. When you use a plotter and a map, you just use Euclidean, right?